Hey guys, Dylan back here with Rusty Wrench Auto. Today we got a 6.7 Power Stroke in, and we have a little bit of a problem going on, so we're going to get that taken care of. We have exhaust manifolds which are leaking. These trucks had a problem where they would warp and obviously not seal right. With that being said, you get a lot of boost issues because you're not completing the system, and your overall performance of the truck is just not going to be good at all. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to put exhaust manifolds on, which some of you guys may or may not know this, but they are in the valley of the motor on these. So we got to pull upper and lower intake off this, turbo, and then we can get in there and get to the manifolds. I'll kind of show you guys, come over here, you can kind of see back along the lower intake, you can see all the soot that's back there just built up. That's where our problem is, so we're going to get all that stuff off and we'll get in there and show you guys some more. Okay, so the customer bought these parts. He made a really good choice. We're going to be putting BD diesel manifolds on this truck. It's a really good product, heavy duty. Really, for your bang for your buck, you can't complain. With this set came new gaskets, of course, and it also came with your up pipe gaskets and all new hardware, spacers. These are actually a stud style, and we're going to be putting washers and nuts on them. Really good product. We don't need these, but we won't tell the EPA that. So we got all of our gaskets in here. He went ahead and bought just a Molly gasket set. So when we get the turbo and stuff off, we're going to use these gaskets and go with that. And it also, which is nice, came with your up pipe clamps and your exhaust clamp, which is really cool. So that's what we got, and that's what we're going to be putting on. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, first things first, what we're going to do is get our intake off of here. And I'm going to take this coolant hose off real quick, unbolt the intake, and I'm going to take this off and just bend it back and get the intake out of here, and I'm going to slide this back on so we don't lose any more coolant than we have to. Then I'm going to get up here, take the upper intake off. There's a couple connectors on it, and on this side over here you have your oil dipstick and your transmission dipstick. You got to unbolt those right here from the right side, and then you got a couple bolts in the very back that are kind of a pain to get to. I think majority of these bolts, I do believe all of them actually, are 8mm heads, so you should just need like a 3-inch extension and 1/4-inch battery ratchet or ratchet. So I'm going to get that stuff off there. I'm going to get you guys moving fast, and just stick along, and whenever I find something or want to give you guys a tip, I'll slow down and we'll talk about it. Alrighty guys, today we are back on the 6.7 Power Stroke with the exhaust manifold leak. Got dark yesterday, so I ran out of light, didn't have much time to finish anything up. So where I left off was getting the upper and lower intake off, and now we are going to get our up pipes off, get the turbo out, and get these exhaust manifolds off. We're going to go through that, and like I have said previously and multiple times, we're gonna go through and just kind of fast forward through everything, and whatever tips, tricks, or whatnot I got for you guys, we'll get that shown up close. So I'll flip you around and you can just kind of look and see what we got right now, and then we're gonna get into it. So this is what we got left right now, guys. We need to take this clamp off right here on this back left side where our up pipe is. That we got 3 nuts back there, and then there's 3 more on the other side, and our exhaust, the downpipe clamp. So we're gonna get that stuff off first, and we need to take off our oil line also. That's right here on top. Then we'll undo our pedestal bolts, and we'll get this little snail out of here. Alright, I'm going to try to get in here and show you guys, if I can, this little trick. I get a pretty small screwdriver, like 1/4 inch flathead, I would say. Some of these clamps are a major pain in the butt, and I use this trick on 6.7, 6 liter, I mean, you name it. Up pipes, down pipes, whatever. But I use these screwdrivers, and I know some people struggle with it, but if you can find the very edge of your clamp, I mean, with very little pressure, you guys can pop these clamps off pretty easily. And depending on the which way you get in there, you can twist on the screwdriver, and that will pop them off as well. So just remember that when you guys are doing this on your own. It definitely helps your situation. Alrighty, finally got this turbo all undone. We're ready to pull it out. This is a tricky subject. Most of the time anyways, ain't a whole lot of room. Obviously I'm doing with cab on. A lot of people out there do with cab off for some reason, but I don't think it's necessary. So I'm gonna get this turbo out of here, and then we'll get these manifolds out. But I'll let you guys watch me struggle, just because it's part of it. And of course this thing's not the lightest either. I haven't had one of these out in a long time, so it might take me a second to figure out how to get it out of here. good so far. Turbo bolts out of here. Alrighty. We got it. Hey, I found my socket that I dropped earlier. Alright, guess I'll get in here, zoom in, and kind of show you guys a little more into these, well, this exhaust leak, I guess. Gotta set you guys right there. I think you can see it, but all the soot back here on this passenger side. A lot of it. And also, guys, on these 6.7s, you can see right here where the coolant and everything comes through. Well, that leads right down and gets in your oil. So if you guys don't know this, when you're putting a turbo on one of these 6.7s, change the oil. I can't stress that enough. There's been guys that have messed that up and caused a lot of issues. So make sure you change the oil in this thing when you're done. Obviously, we're going to have to put more coolant in it because you're going to lose quite a bit. But that's just part of the deal. So I'm going to get you guys set up again. And what we're going to do is go through here. We're going to take off these heat shields on both sides, driver and passenger side. A bunch of 8mm bolts, and we might have to take off some other stuff as well. We'll get those off, and then we'll get these manifolds out of here. So let's do it. Alrighty, we got the manifolds off here finally. Let's see if you guys kind of see again where the exhaust leak was. You can see all the soot back here. So again, it was right here on this passenger side, on here, and we can come down. This is that passenger side. This is your heat shield, all the soot compared to driver's side. You could also see right here on this gasket, this one was blown out on the end. Looked like got some right there in the center. So, but we're gonna get that taken care of like we told you guys already. We've got the new manifolds over here, BD diesel, new gaskets, studs, you name it. So I'm not going to record it, but we're going to go through and put all the studs in, gaskets, and I'm going to get the manifolds bolted up. And then might take a little bit of video putting it back together, but if I do, it's just going to be time lapse and you guys can just watch it go back together. Nothing too fancy going to be going on there, so don't want to bore you guys too much, just trying to help out. One thing Also, I wanted to let you guys know about for you 6-7 guys. So there's this little black piece right here that goes in the turbo. Don't forget this piece. So here you have your pedestal, which comes on your turbo. Obviously you got your mounting holes from the 4 corners, and then you got these 2 ports right here. Don't forget to put your black hose back in. This is like a little filter. I don't know if you're going to be able to see inside there. You can't really see in there, but there's a filter. So make sure it goes back in the hole before you guys put it in. And other than that, you know, it goes back together the way it came apart.